Welcome to On the House. In this episode, Julian mentions what he is looking for.
I need you to prove to me that you're here and you're not going anywhere. I'm not going to place a label on you early on.
And discusses how much he's changed.
Your mindset doesn't change on who you are if someone's forcing you to be different.
John talks about the importance of putting yourself first.
You should not come last in your own story.
And reveals something that's impossible to avoid.
But you can't go through your life not hurting yourself. You just can't.
The drinks flowed early this week.
And this is number 2. I did double shots of tequila.
So there may be an all-time high amount of shenanigans.
You ain't that tired. You went to bed at 8 o'clock last night. Stop playing with me. Yo, shut me up. Why am I still talking, dog?
I'm sorry.
End this podcast.
I'm sorry. I thought it might be you as a burner account because it just says I keep getting ghosted.
I hate you.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of On the House.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to episode 11 of the On the House podcast. I'm here with my guy, John.
Yo, what's up? It's 11, the best month of the year. Also, this is the number of this episode. So let's go. Let's go.
Of course, he had to throw his birth month out there. All right. Anyway, listen, as always, we appreciate y'all. And to start the episode, we want to get into some gratitude because that's what we do over here. And I love it. It's my favorite segment, bro. So real quick, rapid fire. No explanations at all. Right, 3 things you're grateful for to start the episode.
Just overall?
Overall, 3 things.
Friends, my own work ethic, and having my own motherfucking place.
Let's go. All right. So over here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say family. I'm gonna say shoot. I'm gonna say opportunities. I'm grateful for all the opportunities out there. And then I'm gonna also say my mindset. Grateful for my mindset. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Like he said, no explanation. So that's all you get.
No explanations needed. I think that's all self-explanatory. Family and friends, they all go together, you know. And if you weren't mentioned, it's not because I don't love you. It's just because I had 3 things.
Right. That's what I feel. I mean, that's how I feel about my baby. I said friends because we started off as friends. And so I just included her in that. You know what I'm saying?
Boom. There you go. Let's go, John. Yeah, you see, he got it. So in this episode, y'all, we're going to get into a couple things. We're going to show y'all what we're drinking. Then we're going to go to commercial. But then we're going to get into settling and talk about settling a little bit. And, you know, some people, y'all got the tendency to settle. We're going to talk about it because guess what? We all do.
I've absolutely done it. Why you've done it. Why people do it. How to get out of it if you want to.
And then we're going to go to commercial. And we'll talk about how to get out of it. Then we're going to go to commercial. And then we're going to talk about situationships.
Oh, those go in.
And then we're going to go to commercial again.
So well.
They sure do. But then we're going to go commercial again. And then we're going to have John's fun segment to end off the show. I'm happy to be back for another one.
I got some shit lined up for you today. I switched it all up. We doing something way different.
Bro, listen, all right. For context, y'all, we went live on TikTok before we did this episode, so I'm already a whole drink deep. And I did double shots on my drinks tonight. So, like, by the time we get to this last segment, I'm going to be like, what is going on? This is
going to be such an inside thing, but the word of the day is definitely deep.
Yo. I'm about to end. Anyway. TikTok people,
you know what's up. You know what's up. Oh, man.
John, what you drinking today, my guy?
So, a wifey special again. She came through. It's a spicy margarita.
Shout to John's
Shout out.
Ooh,
spicy margarita. So, it's mezcal, some lime juice. I put grapefruit juice instead of OJ. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit just to try something different. And then there's honey, and then she said hot sauce to make it spicy. But I ended up coming across a hot honey. So it's like honey with habaneros in it. So I just put that in there and it is delightful.
You know what we call that? We call that a spicy meatball.
Is that what we call it? That's what we call it. You're not lying about being a drinking.
I told you,
yeah,
told you I
you did.
Shots, bro.
I believe it now. That was the proof right there. Yeah,
loose.
With some, hold on.
Since we're on
with
my
some
side,
thick ass salt up here up top. I used the kosher salt.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you about the salt.
I forgot.
His salt, thick with 2 C's. Another TikTok joke. Y'all gotta come to these TikTok lives, man.
Man,
lit, bro. That was a lot of fun.
I bet I posted something in August real quick. I posted something in August last year, just saying I was done because I was done with that part of it, and I wasn't in a place to be creative at that point in my life. I didn't have the creative flow, and it had become more work than anything. So I was like, the post was more for me. Cause I was like, if I post, then I don't feel that obligation to keep going. So I stopped from August. And then we just did a live today, April, whatever the fuck. And like a bunch of people that I have not talked to since then, which just showed up and we just picked up where we left off. It was so dope. So yeah,
it was fun. I appreciate y'all welcoming me in.
Yeah,
to the fold.
They just gave you a big old hug, like, oh, come on in and sit down.
Right. Come on in, little bro. Welcome to the cookout.
Oh man.
Nah, man.
Hey, what you got? Yeah.
Over here, I got another one of John's wifey's originals. Tequila Sunrise.
Oh, I was gonna say, what you mean? That looks dope.
It's clean on camera.
Yeah, it's layered nicely.
It is layered nicely. I think that's just from me sipping on it, but hey, it's all good.
It still look like a sunrise to me.
And this is number 2. I did double shots of tequila.
Number two, too. You did double shots of tequila, dog. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this.
Shout out to TikTok.
We're gonna see how this goes. We're going to see.
If this episode's a mess, I blame TikTok. I do. I really do. We've never done a live before recording a podcast.
I feel like it's a regular thing now.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here to talk about settling and how you settle, why you settle, how to get out of settling, and the best part, how to move on after settling.
Damn. I done all of the above.
I think I'll start. I'll start this. I'm gonna talk about why we settle. I think we settle because we get to this point where we're unhappy alone, and we're so unhappy alone that we're chasing this validation from another person. But we create in our mind who this other person is. And I feel like even a lot of times when we settle, that's when we go back to a previous episode where John said, fitting a square peg into a round hole. We try to fit people who don't fit our mold that we're looking for into, what we want them to be. And, that causes us to settle. And then it's like, all right, now you're having a lot of friction and you're wondering why you're unhappy in your relationship, but you're unhappy because your foundation was built off of you trying to make this person be someone they're not. So of course you're going to be unhappy. I don't know if you want to add to that before we move on to how to rectify it.
The only thing I'll add to it is just, it's also a fear of being alone, I think compounds it too. Just because you might have this list of things you want or that you're looking for in a partner. And because of the amount of time you're single or the lack of prospects or whatever, you might start to scratch some things off the list and okay, maybe this isn't that important, which if that's what you're okay with, cool. But if you're just doing it out of this, rush to find someone or whatever, then you just need to evaluate why you're doing it. And so I think that's where what you said comes to play, where okay, well, this person is good in this, but if they could just do this too, or if they were just this way too, then it would be perfect. So that's where that comes in, where you're like, if they were just this way. And in the beginning in relationships, a lot of people will do that. They'll be flexible. They'll try to do this because they want to be liked. Like, I like this person. I want them to like me. Yes. So I'll be
people
flexible.
Pleasing.
So I'll mold myself. I'll do whatever I need to fit into what they want because I like them and I want them to like me back. But if it's not in your nature and it's not, or it's not something you really want to do, you can only keep that up for so long.
It will not withstand the test of time.
It will not, unless it's something you were open to, and something you actually want to change. But if it's just that temporary, I want to do this so they like me. Well, then when you feel like they like you, what's the motivation for doing that?
Or how about this? You end up fighting with them so often and so much about who they are currently that they're like, okay, I'm going to change who I am to stop fighting. But really, they're not changing who they are. They're just doing what they would, what you're asking, so that you stop yelling at them or stop fighting with them and arguing with them. Yeah. Hello, like that's something that's very real.
I did that.
And that,
I did that.
Yeah. Hey, hi, me too.
I changed so much.
And as soon as you're not looking, by the way, the people are like rubber bands. I wish I had a rubber band to show y'all, like a demonstration, but like, a lot of times we'll keep stretching it out. We're getting this feedback from people and they're telling us to do what they want us to do. But guess what? The minute they stop applying that pressure, boom, we snap back.
Yeah. I changed so much though. It took me a while to snap back. I changed so much about so
that's
many
the thing.
Things. I didn't even recognize who I was afterwards. And
you don't snap back though, John. That's the difference. You don't snap back if you change your mindset on who you are. Your mindset has to change on who you are. Your mindset doesn't change on who you are if someone's forcing you to be different. Your mindset changes on who you are when you want to be different for yourself. So if your mindset doesn't change on who you are and they're yelling at you and fighting with you and forcing you to be somebody you're not, you're going to keep stretching to be who they want you to be. And then boom, right back to who you are as soon as they stop applying that pressure.
Fucking peace.
Just to keep the peace.
Ugh. I ain't got shit else to add to that.
Wow, here we are. I
did that. And it's just tough because then you're in this position where, to kind of segue to the next thing, then you're in this position where it's somebody that you obviously care about still, especially if you have empathy, then it's somebody you actually care about, just maybe not in a romantic way. But then how do you, now that you've worked yourself into this position and you're both comfortable in it and you're both going through it, I'm not going to say happy in it. How do you?
One more thing. I feel like you're getting ahead real quick. I'm gonna cut you off. You're pushing towards getting out of it. I want to talk about if you're the person that's doing the yelling and trying to change someone else too, because this settling isn't just the person on the other side receiving the bad information. Settling is also the person who's trying to force. More than often, actually, I would say settling is the person that's trying to force feed information to someone who is not ready to receive it and cannot try to make themselves be that person. They're the other person is feeding that information to the rubber band that's stretching it out, that's going to snap back, I would say. So for that person, I would say to you, be comfortable alone. Be comfortable knowing that that person's not the one for you, and that's okay. And honestly, even more so than that, you might not know that that person's not the one for you. But what you have to do, what I've learned, is you have to date around. You have to figure out who you want to be with. You have to, I don't want to say test the waters because that sounds bad, but you should get out there and, talk to people, meet new people. Because if you're headstrong enough to be trying to force feed information to someone and make someone fit a mold, then you're headstrong enough to know that you know what you want in your life and where you're going in your life. So with that being said, if you know all this information, it's not fair to put that on someone else and try to make them be that person for you. You have to go out there and find that in someone who already exists. And yes, that's a heck of a lot harder. It's a whole lot harder. But it's worth it for your peace, your happiness, and honestly for everyone's overall happiness in the end, because then there won't be any drama, any issues, because you and your partner will both be on the same page trying to grow together, because you'll both have this idea in your mind of, hey, we want to get to this point together, or hey, we don't want to go anywhere, we just want to sit, and watch TV and go do our 9 to 5, come home, watch TV and hang out, watch Netflix or whatever. You got to find who fits your mold perfect for you. You can't try to force it on someone else.
Yeah, I ain't got shit to add to that. That was I could say some shit, but honestly, it would just be repeating some of the same stuff you said. So, yeah, it's on the same people. Like, just if you're the one trying to do the fitting, like, just maybe you're going to end up unhappy when that person, inevitably rebels against it, or they're unhappy in it. It's sort of, because you're, like you said, you're trying to make someone something they're not. And ultimately, when they don't feel like that applies to them anymore, then you're at this crossroads. And now, are you just going to continue to try to break them to make them fit into this? And then, what damage is that doing to you personally? And like, just because because you're afraid of what's out there, or you don't want to be alone. It's scary to be alone, especially if you're not happy with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, if you don't love yourself, then of course you're not going to be happy alone, because you don't want to be there, because you don't like yourself very much.
Go to last episode if you want to see how to love yourself and talk about self-improvement. Yeah. Honestly, we covered self-improvement very extensively in the last one.
Yes, we did. Because if you're not, if you're not comfortable alone and you're not happy with yourself, then you shouldn't force that on somebody else, because it's going to come out in a relationship.
Getting out of it though. What now?
Oh, you mean like getting out of that situation?
What do I do? Yeah, what do I do? Like, you tell me, what do I do? I got myself stuck in this. Now what?
Talk. You have to, whatever's on your mind, whatever emotions you're having, you gotta let it out. You have to. You absolutely fucking have to. It is not easy.
What if they can't receive it?
A lot of people can't. 99% of people cannot. Probably higher than that. I'm not going to say 100 because nothing's absolute, but
99.5% of people
cannot receive, are not great at taking criticism. People don't want to be told that either they're not doing well, even if it has nothing to do with you whatsoever. If your partner comes to you and says they're not happy, a lot of people at that point will get defensive, because they're immediately going to feel attacked, and so they're going to need to feel the need to they're going to feel like they have to defend themselves. And so it's not going to be an easy conversation. It most likely will not be received well. I have never had that conversation and been like, oh, okay. Yeah.
That was great.
Oh, appreciate you telling me. Like, no, that's not how that's going to go. There's going to be some resistance. There might be some anger. And a lot of it will be either maybe they have the same emotions and they may have wished they have said it first, and now they're feeling defensive because they wish they would have said it. Or maybe they're just, I don't know, they're just getting defensive because they're feeling attacked. But you have to do it. What?
Question about settlers. So this might just be me. Let's just assume I'm talking about myself right now. I'm not going to come at everybody else. Settlers, we tend to have a persona about us.
Like what?
Where we know we settled. So I want to give a PSA out there, settlers. If you settled and you settled, don't talk to the person like you settled. That will always not be received well.
Hold on.
Go ahead. That will never be perceived well, like ever.
So the people that, no, this is a genuine question for you, because you're talking from that point of view. The people that,
yes,
the random people in public that'll just complain about their significant other, are those settlers?
Yes, 100%. 100% they're settlers. Bro, that is the settler player build. That is the legit settler play. That is the legit settler player bill.
My husband
Complain
this,
about
or
my partner in the
partner,
grocery store.
My husband, my wife this, that they're just like, ah.
Yeah. Complain about them in the grocery store. Complain about them in the bar.
When I
complain about them literally whenever they get the chance.
Car, the dude was like that. I was talking to him. We were having a good time. We were talking about some stuff, and then he started complaining about something his wife had did, and then how he had to trade in his car so she can get her dream car, but now she wants a different car, and it's like, dude, why are you bumming me out? I'm supposed to be having a good time. Like, what the fuck is this?
You didn't tell me that.
I just made me think about it because that was the dude that I was signing the paperwork with, and then by the time I got out of there and like I saw, the new car thing took over, I forgot about all that shit. But that just made me think of it. Like,
he might not be a settler though. He might not be a settler. He might just have made a compromise he was uncomfortable making. Oh, and he didn't communicate.
It has to be if it comes out to
for something that was important to him.
Stranger.
Yeah, because clearly it's important to you and you didn't fight enough for it. Like if it's important to you, you should fight more for it. And then at that point, if you agree that, hey, I'm trading in my car, like at that point, you agreed to trading your car. So it's not your wife's fault. It's your own fault.
Whatever it is, insert whatever it is into that scenario. And if it's something that, especially if your partner doesn't know the internal battle you had with whatever compromise it is. If you're just having this internal battle that they don't know about, and then you come to this like, all right, fine, whatever. Whether it's the fucking happy wife, happy life, or just whatever it is, people pleasing, whatever the
I hate that.
Stupid. But if whatever people pleasing method you come up with, if your partner doesn't know about the internal battle or how important it is to you, and they just know the end result of I did this, then of course they're going to treat it that way because they don't know about that. But if it's that important to you, like, hey, I'm really struggling with this, or I really don't want to do this. I know that's what you want, but this is what I want. And turning it into more of a conversation instead of just like, oh, this is what she wants, or this is what he wants, or this is what they want. So if I don't do it, they won't be happy and I have to make sure they're happy. Okay, I'll do it. If you just do that shit and move on, that's not a good way to have a relationship. That's some one-sided shit. Because all they're going to see is the decision. And so in their eyes, it could just be like, oh, this was easy. Like they didn't care. So,
question for you, bro. Question for you. Whenever I hear the word settler, I think of vanity. Is settling a vanity only metric in your eyes?
No. It could be convenience.
No. Well, no. I mean, like the metric of settling.
Have to break that down.
I feel like it's most common that most people measure settling and reaching based upon looks. So it becomes a vanity metric where it's like how did he get her or how did she get him?
Oh,
you know what I mean? I mean? So it's like most times, like when people say that, they're like, oh, there's no way he deserved her or she doesn't deserve him. Look at how she looks. Look at how, you know what I mean?
Looking in.
Yeah. That's why I call it a vanity metric because it seems like it might be.
From that perspective, maybe, because that's all you're going off of. You don't know their dynamic. You don't know anything other than that. So if one partner is more good looking than the other, or if one is more financially well off than the other, you're going to think you're immediately going to go to that, most likely.
Oh, it's his money.
Immediately you're going to go to something like that. So I think from the outside looking in, it probably is, just because that's all they have to go off of. All you're doing is looking at two people and putting them in a box.
But in your mind, you don't have that vanity metric radar in your own mind, that own inner battle with yourself of like, all right, I know that I'm here. If I settled, she's down here. There's no like mindset there that's like, all right, cool. Like I know she's here. And I know that I settled a bit.
No, because
you know what I mean?
I still don't think I'm up here.
No, but I'm not saying you though. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about a person in that situation, right? Like their mindset isn't going to be there at all. Like you don't think the person who settled knows they settled?
Now, I'm not going to say in all instances, because again, I don't believe in absolutes. So there's going to be some instances, of course, where people are like, maybe Maybe it's an attractive woman, and this isn't the guy she normally goes for, but because he was so persistent and, you know, really pursued her and really showed interest, she gave him a chance. Or on the other hand, maybe it's a guy and that's not somebody he normally goes for, but she was confident and came up to him, and maybe she was funny or whatever, or who knows what scenario it could be. But a lot of people have this idea in their mind of what their partner looks like. They have this ideal picture in their head.
I have the idea. Exactly. I have a picture.
Most people are like you, where they.
I could give you a picture,
I
bro.
bet you could give it. You could head to toe. You could describe her in perfect detail. I don't think you.
Sydney Sweeney. Sorry. I gotta go.
Most people are like that, where they'll have a very specific picture in mind of of who they want their partner to be. And so if someone comes in that they happen to get into a relationship with or whatever, that's less than that might be in the back of their mind still. In some cases it won't be. I'm not going to say that happens all the time, but in other cases though, they might have that in the back of their head. And then, you know, you still have eyes, so you'll see someone that's more attractive. Like, oh, maybe I should have waited. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have, you know, maybe I should have held out longer and not just allowed this to happen, or like got into this because of X, Y, Z, whatever the fuck. So I think in a lot of instances that could be the case. I think for the matter of why, I mean, it could be a host of things. Typically, I think it could be out of convenience. It could be out of a fear of being alone. That's the one I'm going to keep coming back to.
I think convenience is number one. I think convenience is number one, because a lot of times there's people who don't feel wanted, and like that convenience of feeling wanted. Let's face it, it is convenient. You know, like that's like a already easy up, because in most cases you got to work hard to like earn attention. If someone's already just giving you free attention, they might not be the one you really wanted, but at the end of the day, you're like, oh, but they're giving me attention, and I don't know what that feels like, so I'm gonna pursue that.
Consistent attention and like genuine interest.
Consistent attention,
like genuine interest, especially in a host of places where people will be shallow, or they'll move on quickly because they have so many options. You know what I mean? Whether it's apps or whatever the fuck. But they're just like, you know, so when someone's consistent and stays around and actually shows pursuit and interest, then, you know, you might be willing to look past some things that you probably shouldn't. Just out of, you know, the convenience of it, or it could feel daunting when you're alone or single for a while. And then you're like, is this shit ever going to end? Especially if it's something where we're seeking a relationship. You could feel like, oh, shit, this is never going to be. I'm going to be single forever. And then someone like that comes along, you're like, fuck it, this might be my last chance. That might seem dramatic to say, but there's people that have that mentality. I've talked to people that have that mentality. So, but I mean, I think just to bring it back to me really quick, just to personalize this a little bit.
Yeah, you're good.
I think where you said people don't feel wanted, that kind of hit a little bit, because it's in a different way. Because I feel wanted, but on a temporary basis. I feel like people want me in their life and they want to be around me, but not for a long time.
They get, bro, I feel the same exact way. They get their dopamine hit, they get their boost of confidence, and then they leave.
Gone.
They literally, they get hyped up, they feel good about themselves, and they're like, okay, I'm good. He served his purpose. I'm good. I'm going to go pursue something else where I'm now reaching.
Already gave you what you needed, I guess.
Quickly.
Yeah.
But it's like that, bro. I feel the same exact way. I feel the same exact way. I can't argue with you. I can't refute that point, because no one has shown me different. No one has shown me different. And, you know, if you want to show me different, reachonthehowse@gmail.com is right there.
Bring it back. Let's go. Prove them wrong.
I'ma always be hooping out here. Always. Any chance, any day.
Even if you're only here temporarily, you can still shoot your shot. Oh man.
Yeah, shoot it. Just don't get your dopamine hit. Don't have me making you feel good and then be out, bro.
Sucks, dude.
That's it.
That shit sucks so much.
But okay, now what I was gonna ask you earlier. So I'm here. I'm in this relationship. I settled. I realized I settled. I feel like it's too late. What do I do?
Yeah, I know. I kind of started on that, but yeah, you have to have the conversation. You have to bring it up and say, "Hey, I'm not happy." Don't bring it up and say, I mean, you can say whatever the fuck you want, honestly. I'm not here to tell people,
hey, I settled.
Hey, I fucking settled and I'm not happy. Cool. That's going to take the conversation in an unproductive way. There's not shit going to happen from that. But if that's what you want to do, then fucking go for it. But
just call me first. I could be a fly on the wall. Witness. Sip my drink like this.
Put speakerphone and just set it down. Oh man, or hit voice memo, email it to Reachonthehowse.
Just join the Discord. Join the Discord call.
Do a voice memo and email it to Reachonthehowse@gmail.
There you go. There you go. I would love to. Man, we react to that. Oh my God.
Don't fuck up your life for this podcast. All right,
that's bad advice. No, don't do that.
No, but you just have to sit down and have one of the most difficult conversations you will ever have. Because you're going to hurt someone's feelings. I've done it three times I've done it. I'm
a people pleaser. I've never done it.
I've had a lot of difficult conversations, but that specific one with somebody I was with for an extended period of time, I've done 3 times. It was there was no time where it was easy. There were times where I had the conversation multiple times, and each time not each time, a couple times I backed out and just backed off of my point when I should have stuck with it, because I had to come back and come back and have that conversation again. It's easy to do because you can feel the person's feelings getting hurt, or you can,
and you care.
You don't want to hurt them, but you can't go through your life not hurting anybody. You just can't. You're going to. It may be inadvertently, it may be intentionally, but you just can't. He said. Can't. And nor should you. It's not on you to hold everyone's feelings on you at all times. It's not on you at all to just put everyone before you. You should not come last in your own story. That's not how this shit should go. So it's not easy, and it's gonna fucking hurt because you care about this person and you don't want to hurt them, but you're going to. You are going.
And don't let you have empathy, bro.
That shit sucks.
If you have empathy, GG's. Good luck. Good luck.
I was just fortunate enough to where when I had those conversations,
rip the Band-Aid off.
I mean, it depends too. It depends. I'm not going to agree with you 100% on rip the Band-Aid off. Because there's some situations that need to be handled more delicately. Depending on how your partner is. You know your partner best, so if it's a conversation you need to have,
rip that thing off.
Don't listen to this motherfucker. Don't listen to him. You can navigate it in a very calm and calculated manner. It doesn't have to.
You ever rip the Band-Aid off? It burns at first and then it heals after a while.
It could just stay that. It could. What if you had a bunch of hair? It can sting a little bit longer than if you would pour the alcohol on it to get rid of some of the adhesive and let that wear off. And then you can kind of peel it off after that. It just takes a little bit longer, requires a little bit more patience, but in the end, there's less hurt. Just saying. It won't work for all scenarios. It's a very, very niche category, so to speak. But it's just knowing your partner and knowing how to talk to them.
I have more experience in what you're talking about. I don't know why I'm talking about ripping the Band-Aid off. I have more experience in
You're just talking about what
alcohol first.
You're talking about what you wish you would have done.
Wish I could be. Yeah. Wish I could be. Who I wish I can be, and who I'm going to be going forward is what I'm talking on.
You can still rip the Band-Aid off in a
nice way. In a nice way. In a very nice and loving way.
I mean, and again, it's knowing yourself and knowing your partner.
Yeah.
So whatever way you're
or
comfortable
ex-partner
with
in this case.
whatever way you're comfortable with having that conversation.
Because they're gonna be an ex-partner at that point.
If
Once you rip that bandit off,
if you go into that, if that's the mindset you're going into, then that's how it should end, and it shouldn't end short of that unless there's some sort of agreement that doesn't involve you people pleasing, where it's not like you just wanting to stick around and stay in it just to appease them and to not continue to hurt their feelings, seeing how hurt they are, whether it's tears or whatever. Seeing that can have people revert and be like, no, like, no, it's fine. Like, we can work it out. It's cool. You don't mean it. That's just a reaction to how they are. You didn't go in with that mentality, so don't react just because of the way they reacted. I don't know.
As someone who's done that, not
I did
a
it
good
too.
place to be, because you're checked out of the relationship at that point, so you're just going through the motions. Because you went into the conversation expecting to break up, so now you're checked out of the relationship.
Oh yeah, we were already broken up because I said that, but I just reverted on it because I didn't want to hurt. I didn't want to hurt her, so then it was like, but I'm still not happy. So now the fuck what?
Don't worry, guys. If you're worried about breaking up with somebody, or you're worried about, ending a settlement, jeez, hold on. If you're worried about ending a relationship where you settled, Professor House has got you during this commercial.
Hey, we need to talk. Now, did hearing that stress you out? Did it give you anxiety deep in the pit of your stomach? Well, that's because that saying is typically the mark that a difficult conversation is about to occur. So whether it's your needs not being met or you're just unhappy, it's good to have these conversations to express how you truly feel. That's why these conversations are difficult but necessary, because they typically lead to improvements in the overall happiness of the relationship. Now, sometimes that happiness means moving on from each other, but again, it's typically for the better. Now, quick quiz. How many times did I say the word conversation? Too many. And now, back to your show.
Welcome back from commercial break. And on this one, we're going to talk about something that's very relevant to a lot of you guys. This is that good old talking phase, the situationships, not putting a label on things because you don't know what you want to be, what you want to do, blah, 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 blah. I think that situationships are fine. This is my hot take. Situationships are fine under one condition. There's communication.
Yeah.
As long as both parties are like, hey, I'm not ready for something right now. Great, me neither. Let's keep doing this, like, talking thing, but like not talking thing. I think it's fine. But I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it visual. I think that when you're in the situationship, the problem is a lot of cases one person is like, very standoffish and like doesn't want to do the whole relationship thing, and then someone is fully committed to that person and is fully like in love with that person almost, and wants to give their life to that person. And then that's where the issue comes in with. So it's hard to find that happy medium of like, all right, I want both of us to, get together and make a relationship, or I want both of us to get together and know we're separate, but we like each other. It's a really weird scenario. I'm
going to say this. It is, it's difficult, but this is where you set, to go back to the last segment, this is where you set a precedent for communication. Precedent for communication. If you settle at this point, then you're just going to continue to keep settling. So if you want labels, whether it's to be more secure or because you care so much, but you allow that to not continue to happen, and that's not a compromise. You're just following the lead. So if you keep following the lead, then you're just going to continue to be unhappy. And then you're going to build up and be in this situation we talked about before, where you've let this go on for so long. And now you have to have a difficult conversation. Just do that now. Nip that shit in the bud. Like, yo, this is important to me. I really care about you, or I really feel secure with the label in this because I care, or whatever. Whatever it is, you need to have it at that point. And if that person's not cool with it, if it's not, I mean, it's up to you and your discretion and what you're willing to work for at that point. If they don't even want to work towards it, then you need to determine if it's something you're willing to draw a line in the sand for. Like, okay, well, this is what I want. And if it's not what you want, then maybe we should part ways here. I don't think you should continue at that point in the hopes that it'll change later. I mean, you can at your own risk, because that person could have no intention of doing it and could be stringing you along for one, or maybe they don't know what they want and their mind can change later, which they're entitled to. So it's just a dangerous thing at that point.
All right. True or false? Two things. One, situationships can lead to an amazing relationship. Of
course they can. I don't know the percentages or anything. Okay. I'm not going to say that it can't.
No explanation. Okay. True or false? Okay. True or false? Situationships are what's wrong with dating in 2024.
No, false. Vehemently false.
Then what's wrong with dating?
Apps.
apps. But apps lead to situationships.
No. Apps give people this sense of power and sense of choice that they wouldn't normally have had. And so there comes this lack of respect for people because of that. Because I'm this fucking wizard and I have all these people at my fingertips and I can just swipe at a moment's notice. And, you know, I go into an app and I have 18 people that have liked me.
Is that why I don't have matches?
There might be a separate issue. Wait, no.
I'll talk to a doctor about that one.
Remember what you said is a huge factor in dating, especially on apps? Location.
What?
Location. Yeah, it could be
I'm in a very family. It could be
town. your own settings too. You still have this mindset of what you want, but maybe what's best for you is not that. But just what you have up here is maybe not what's best for you. Just saying.
Dang, all right.
I'm
open to a situationship personally. I think that right now I need a situationship. No, but hear me out. I feel like I need one because of my current lifestyle. I feel like with us doing this podcast, with me working so hard, with me having a kid, if I'm gonna get in anything, I need a situationship, because I need you to. I said this before. I need you to prove to me that you're here and you're not going anywhere. So I'm not going to place a label on you early on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need you to literally show me that this is going to work. So if you're going to talk to me, you got at least a 2 to 3 month situationship ahead of time.
I think
already.
That's more than valid. And we talked about one side of it. That's the other side. If someone's in a rush to label it and you're not comfortable with that, you got to have that same conversation. I need more time because of, 3 months goes by. How many times do you get to see them because of your schedule? You know what I mean? Whereas other people that may have a different work schedule, a more predictable work schedule, might be able to see them more often. In 3 months, they can hang out dozens of times. With you, it could be 5 times just because of how busy you are.
I ain't gonna lie. Because here's the thing with me, right? I'm not going to find a woman with unlimited time and make that work. Just likelihood that, well, not even that I don't want to, but likelihood of that working out isn't going to work because of how my schedule is crazy. Everything I'm doing, I'm not going to change what I'm doing for anybody. So all the things I'm doing on top of, whatever their schedule is at that point, I would probably never see them. So like you said, the situationship would have to last longer because we'd have less time to get to know each other and less time to talk and work through different things. And
that's fine. I don't like the concept of time being an indicator for labels coming into play. I think that should be out the window as a concept.
Then what's the metric for getting rid of the situationship label? Like, what is that actual
it's a
metric?
Conversation, right? It's a conversation. It's emotions. If you feel that way, I don't give a fuck how much time has passed.
I think it's security.
If you feel that way and you need, security could be one. But if you feel like, hey, like I feel like my feelings towards you are so strong that I feel like just talking or just dating I'm not okay with that. One of the things that I've realized about wifey now is that when we were talking and texting, it really it bugged me that her ringtone was the same as everybody else's. Like when she texted me, it bugged me that she had the same one, because it was like, no, I look forward to these texts. So I needed her to stand out. So I had her pick something that she wanted. Shit like that. So it's like I think it's a matter of feeling. Security could be a huge part of it too. I agree with that. But it's a feeling. It's not, 6 months has gone by. We got to label this. 3 months has gone by. We got to put a label on it.
We're running out of time, bro. You got to label it.
I don't care if it's been a week. I don't give a shit. This is your own life. It's your own life. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Yeah, people are going to think you rushed into it. People are going to think you waited too fucking long. People don't fucking run your life, so don't take their opinion into it on that regard. Don't let them dictate your emotions. Sure,
So is a situationship though, like, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like, is a situationship a good way to weed out non-prospects?
It depends on how you handle it. If you handle it with intention, then yeah, it absolutely could be. If you handle it and that where it depends on what you're looking for. So if your thing is, I just want a situationship. I don't want anything more than that because of my schedule, because I don't know what the future holds. I may not be in this state for long, whatever it is.
But is that not fair? Not fair?
It's fair if you communicate that up front. Again, it's not going to be easy because someone can agree to that. You can start dating a woman tomorrow and tell her, hey, I don't know. I'm moving soon. I may be in this state. I may not be in this state. And she could be like, cool. Like, I'm cool with that. She can't.
Here for a good time,
but
not
she
a long
can't speak
time.
for her future self, just like you can't. You can speak for now. 2-3 months down the road, feelings can make you do different things. So at that point, she could be like, well, shit, I don't want you to leave. And she's entitled to do that because it's her mind. But if you're like, well, shit, I'm leaving. That's how it is. So you said that up front. Like, I don't know. Because I've done that before. I don't want anything serious. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know where I'm going to be. I did that. I had that conversation. And I would tell that up front. People can agree to it. Women agree to it. Like, okay, like, cool. You don't want anything serious? Cool. We're just going to hang out. We're just going to have fun. Cool. But, you hang out more and more and more and emotions get involved. And then it's like, well, what are we? It's like, well, remember
what about
back when we had that conversation?
What about the stigma though? Like, a situationship is just a fancy way of saying a hookup.
I mean, are we talking actuality? Or are we talking internet slang? Because I don't know which one to put stock in. It's.
I just feel like it's such a thing, because for me, it's like, if I go out there and I say I want something casual, to everyone that sounds like, oh, he's just looking to hook up. And it's like, no, like, I want to go out on dates and hang out and have a good time. I'm not just looking for a hookup, but because of the verbiage I'm using, everyone sees it as, oh, that's a hookup. It's the verbiage and it's
the precedent that's set before you. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's okay. But then it's on you to prove that, hey, I totally mean that shit.
I'm a different dude.
I'm saying casual because on this app, that's the only option I have, is it says casual or it says serious. And I'm not picking that one because I don't want to lie to you. I'm picking casual. My casual just means something different. My shit just means we could be
I think I selected I selected short term, open to long, because like I wouldn't be like if I met someone and it was like, oh wow, like you're amazing, I would spend the rest of my life with you. I'd be open to that. But like more likely, like I said, I'm looking more casual, short term, like figuring things out right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's that. And again, that's why I say it's on you, because society has this idea of casual means hookup. I'm looking for something casual. I just want friends. Then they're gonna immediately.
I want to go to movies.
Immediately think friends with benefits. Like there was.
Dog, I just want to go see a movie, dog. I really want to go see the new Godzilla. Like, reachonthehowse@gmail.com. Please, can we just go see Godzilla? Like, email. I just want to go see Godzilla, sad. Dog. I don't care. So I'm sad, chilling.
Dog. He about this close to putting an ad on Craigslist for somebody that.
I'll drive across the borders. I don't care, bro. I'll drive across state borders.
He's gonna buy the tickets and he'll drive. You just gotta show up.
I drive EV, bro. Like I don't care. I don't care about gas. What's gas, bro? I'll cross state borders. I just want to go see a movie, bro. Somebody come sit with me in a movie.
Movie with this man. It's making me sad.
Just for 2.5 hours, if that, bro.
Talk to him.
You don't gotta hold my hand. You don't gotta talk to me. You could just say you're here with me. Like you're good.
So you buy the seat next to him. Fuck.
Nah, it really. If it was, listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all. If it was that deep, I love myself enough. I would take myself to that movie theater. I don't need nobody to go with me, bro. Hey, I've done that work, bro. Listen, I don't need nobody to go with me to that theater.
But you would like someone to, because
I would love to have somebody go with me.
If nothing else, it's for that post movie conversation. That's the best part about going with somebody.
That's it. I love that.
Part. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, bro. Like after I leave, it's always so hard because I want to talk about the movie, but like I don't know if other people have seen it.
That's the worst part.
Like I've gone to 3 different movies alone, and it's so hard because you leave and it's like, I just want to talk about what I saw, and nobody saw it, so nobody cares. Because like I see movies the day they come out.
Instead of trying to talk to random dudes in the bathroom about it that just walked out of the theater. Because I've done that.
The only time I've done that is at a Knicks game. At a Knicks
the one
game.
You showed me?
Yeah.
That's understandable. You got tell them the whole
That's understandable.
You gotta.
I went to a Knicks game and the Knicks were down all game long. They were playing the Celtics. It was the game that Evan Fournier broke the Knicks 3-point record in a single game. That record recently got broken by Dante DiVincenzo, but like I was at this game and he was hitting 3 after 3 after 3. He had 10 threes in the game, but then the game was tied, right? Last play of the game, I was like, oh, I know they got it. They have to shoot it here. So I'm going to take my phone out and record because I know basketball. I take my phone out and record. RJ Barrett hits the sickest bank shot game winner I've ever seen. Bro, I was losing my mind. I got that junk on my phone in person. I zoomed in and everything. I like followed the ball going in the rim. It's a perfect clip. And it was great. And then afterwards, of course, like all the Knicks fans are hyped. So you're in the restroom. Everyone's like, yeah, we won. And we're talking. So of course we're talking about the win. It was a crazy game. And then of course I stay right in MSG. I'm not in MSG, in Times Square right after. So it was literally like a movie. That night was a movie, dog.
Yeah,
a movie.
So that's the best part. The thing I like about wifey and I haven't been to the movies yet, but like we've watched shows and stuff together, and what I like about watching shit with her is we both talk during shit. I thought I was the only one. I can't fucking shut it off.
No, I do too.
I cannot shut it off.
I love doing that like whole like yo watch this is coming, like check this out. It's so hard not to do that.
We both talk shit on what's happening and like calling bullshit.
Oh, I do that too sometimes. Yeah.
I learned that because I was watching one of my favorite shows and she came over and like she was talking shit, just like calling out some of the flaws in it, and she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, just because this is one of my favorite shows, I know this shit's flawed. I like that I was like, I like that you're paying attention enough and interested enough to do that, to point out the flaws, because you're actually invested in it, and you're like, because it's a science. It's a science show. Attention. So she's going to school for science. So it was like, that's not right. Or like, why didn't they do this? I was like, that's what I was thinking. Like, if you're testing this shit, why wouldn't you test that? It's so for me, I was like, that's better to me than what I've used to before, which is just like, oh, what happened? Oh, can you rewind it? Like, you wanted to watch this shit. Why are you not watching it? You said you wanted to watch this movie.
I hate that.
Why are we doing this?
I hate that. Dude, all right. Can I be honest? Don't hit up Reachonthehowse at Gmail if you do this. Don't do it. Don't you dare even send that email. I don't like when I'm like putting on something I really like, something I'm really into, and then you fall asleep.
That's not. Is that?
I get if you're tired and you had a long week, but if you sit down with me early in the afternoon or early in the day and you say, "Hey, I want to watch this with you," and I'm like, "You do? That's so awesome! Oh my gosh!" Because I'm a big Marvel fan. I love Marvel movies. If you say to me, "Hey, we're gonna watch all the Marvel movies in timeline order," okay, great, we're gonna do it, or in release order, whichever you prefer. I like release order better, but that's just me. But if you say we're gonna watch it during the first movie, halfway through, you better not be knocked out during that movie. Keep your email to yourself if that's you. I'm not playing, bro. I'm not playing, bro. I'm not finna sit here and babysit.
Yo,
I'm like trying to watch the movie. All I hear is you snoring.
I'm never going to tell somebody how they should feel in certain situations. Everyone has a hang up that will look silly to someone else. So I would never talk shit on that. It's just funny to see some people's hang ups on shit. I know I have them too. That's wild. Don't fall asleep on my
Don't you dare fall asleep during my movie. I get it if we're like laying in bed though. Like if we're watching a movie laying in bed, like I get that. But if we're chilling on the couch, I got popcorn popped and we're hanging out.
3:30 in the afternoon.
And you fall asleep. It's 3:00 in the afternoon. You ain't that tired. You went to bed at 8:00 last night. Stop playing with me.
Fuck. You ain't that tired. Damn. She can't take an afternoon nap.
Stop playing with me, man.
What you got against afternoon naps?
Ain't nothing wrong with afternoon naps, but if you tell me you want to watch a movie with me, watch the movie with me.
Just
especially if it's like a first time thing. Like if it's like I'm introducing you to it, that's an insult. If I'm introducing you to something and you pass out,
coffee beans and sprinkle that on the popcorn.
I ain't eating that.
You want some espresso popcorn?
I'm good. I'll be like, here, you want some more popcorn? It's all yours. Eat away.
Wouldn't bother me. If it's something I really wanted to see, I don't know. It depends. It would never bother me.
No, it's not.
But
it's just frustrating because it's like I'm trying to share something with you that's important to me. This is important in my character of who I am, part of my humor as a person. I take a lot of my humor from Marvel movies. I can't help it, okay? I quote Tony Stark way too much, okay? I quote Thanos way too much.
I am not judging you.
I know. Okay. I know you're not. It's okay. I know you're not. But I'm just saying, like, that's just part of who I am. And if you want to say, hey, I want to get to know who you are, you got to watch these movies. For real.
Okay. I was just thinking of the fact that you told them not even to email if there's a chance they fall asleep.
No, don't even email, dog. Don't even email, bro. Because for real, like, you're wasting my time at that point, bro. Chill. Don't email. Don't email at that point. Damn, bro.
Okay.
I don't want your email. I don't want your email at that point, bro. If you're gonna fall asleep during my movie, I don't want your email.
That's wild. Hey.
Cause like but on the opposite side of that, I would never fall asleep on your movie. Fair. You know, I can't sleep during movies. But like I would never fall asleep during your movie. But I would give it enough attention to ask questions and talk to you about it.
What if she's just so relaxed and comfortable around you, so it's easy for her to sleep near you?
That's hard. That's hard because I want you to be that comfortable and relaxed. But at the same time, I want you to want to know what I'm into and what I like. Right. And I want you to take interest in what I know and what I like.
Movie in the halves.
I'm okay with that, but I'm okay with that. And don't get me wrong. I'm okay with that. But when I play that second half, you better not fall back asleep again.
We're back at it. The moral of the story, don't fall asleep on his movie.
No, like I'm okay. I guess my thing is I want you to take interest. I want you to initiate the. I don't have to initiate it because obviously it's my movie. It's what I like. It's something that I'm really interested in. But I want you to care enough to want to know, like, this is what you like. Like, I'm curious as to why you like it so much. So let me find out. I did a lot
of joking, but I get what you're saying. You're taking it as a lack of interest in something you're passionate about.
Very passionate about. Yeah, heck yeah. Like, because I'm not asking you to be on a video with me. Please don't be on my channel. I don't want you to do a video with me.
I want to delete some shit later if it don't go well.
And on that note, we'll see y'all during the fun segment. We hope you're enjoying this awesome conversation. And if you too want to join in, make sure you email us at reachonthehowse@gmail.com. You could send us dating profiles, awkward dating situations, and just funny stories you want to see us react to. We can't wait to read your emails. Now back to the show.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the final segment, the last segment of the show. We've had a lot of good conversation, a lot of good shit going on. But when I bring us back, you see the smirk. Yeah, you hear the trademark. Oh boy, and a little bit of nervousness on that side. You know what the fuck is going on. So actually, we're doing a little bit of a twist this week. I found some things. I want to give more structure to this, less just story time, and make it more interactive kind of things. I don't know if that's the right word. We're gonna go with it, and you'll just have to see. But I still want to stick with favorite interactions of the week. I'll start like always, just in case it's coming by now, so you might have one loaded up. But just in case you don't. There's this burger spot near me. It's called Ooh La La Burgers. It is one of my favorite places. You've gone with me twice. It's my favorite.
I love it there. They're awesome so people.
Dope. This is my favorite burger place here. It started off.
They make amazing burgers.
It's this woman and her brother are the owners. She does like a lot of the baking. They have a lot of baked goods, like pies and cookies and cakes and brownies and shit. She bakes a lot of that. Her brother's the cook. He makes the burgers and the fries, like hand-cut potato. It's just fucking good. And they're just good people. The first time I went there, I just felt like a family member.
They're amazing people.
I felt like a family member. That's why Julian and I, we call this dude Unc. Just because he makes us feel like, I feel like his nephew. And he's just like dropping knowledge or just talking, just having a conversation.
Headed to the cookout, talking.
That's what it feels like, man, every time. So I went this last weekend because I haven't been in a while, and it's down the street from me. So I went, and we were, I hadn't been in a while. I hadn't been since you were here, so it was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I got something, and then he brought my food to me, sitting down eating, and he was like, "So, let me ask you something." And so we talked about something that's going on in the news. I'm not going to bring it up because it's not relevant to what we do here. So it's not a reason to talk about it there. But so we were talking about that, and then we kind of expressed a similar thought on it. But why this is one of my favorite interactions. I enjoy every conversation with him. He's a genuine dude. He just really just likes connecting with people and having conversations with people. But why this was my favorite interaction? Because this is a phrase he used that is going to stick with me, possibly forever. He looked at me and he said, "Why should I care what you do? What you eat don't make me shit."
That's right. You said it to me. I ain't gonna lie. I've used that line since you said that to me because I love that line. I said it to somebody. No, I 100% honest. I said
so
it to
good.
somebody.
It gets
I really
the point
did.
across.
Because it's
He
real,
was like,
bro.
what you eat don't make me shit.
It's
I was
real.
like, he was like, why should I care? Like, it's not taking no money out of my pocket. It's not affecting me. Why should I even care? I was like, I love how concise that is. What you eat don't make me shit. So why should I even care?
It's real. It's real, bro.
I just love he's always dropping
bro.
gems. Always. When I first moved back out here,
dropping gems, dropping
when I first
knowledge.
moved back out here, he was like, "Hey, sometimes just moving away is where you got to be." He was like, "It's cool to go back, but that don't mean you have to live there just because of what's there. You got to make your own path." Like, yo, he just drops some stuff. So yeah, that was my favorite. I love that dude, man.
He be dropping gems.
I feel like I got to go every week. I have to.
Once a week to get a new lesson. Not even for the food. Just get a new lesson.
The burgers are fire.
No, I'm just saying the purpose is more for the lesson.
I get some good food, some good conversation. Most likely a lesson. I'll learn something too. Hell yeah, sign me up any day of the fucking week.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah. But shout out.
Well, mine's a little non-traditional, non-conventional. I don't like doing this because I don't like giving big brands a shout out. But I have a weird interaction of the week. My interaction of the week came from a podcast. I was listening to a podcast. It's called The Waveform Podcast. It's with MKBHD. He's a big tech YouTuber. I love tech, so I watch their podcast a lot. But they were talking about productivity apps and becoming more productive. So I've never really I've dabbled with them a little bit, but I've never really gone nose deep into one until this week, because I found one that syncs with all my devices. And I've been using Google Tasks for everything. So my interaction of the week comes from Google Tasks. I've lived my life in Google Tasks this week. John can attest to this. I've messaged him like, yo, this has been probably the most productive week of my entire life, dog. Literally from like Friday to Thursday, because I think they dropped this episode on Thursday or Friday. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get in Google Tasks and I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna jump on this and try to, basically make a list of what I'm doing and clear my head. I've been sleeping better. I've been feeling better. I've been living better. Why? Because all my tasks are not living in here anymore. They're living on my phone. So it's really a good interaction with myself, because I'm also cheating something. I'm gonna get a little scientific here, but I'm cheating the dopamine hits in my brain. So I've also turned off a lot of notifications in my apps. So like, I don't get Twitter notifications. I don't get Instagram notifications. I don't get TikTok notifications. I don't even get Twitch notifications. I don't get dopamine hits like that. The biggest dopamine hit I get is from marking a checklist off of this app. So yeah, it's crazy how much I go into this Google Tasks app now though, and like reswipe, like as if I'm like trying to sync it up, as if I didn't know that I'm the only one who can access it and add stuff and check stuff off. But like, I look forward to checking stuff off for this list. It's great. And I add easy tasks, easy stuff to get easy dopamine hits, but then I add a harder stuff that is going to take me a little bit longer. So I know that, all right, cool. Like that one's going to feel different when I get that one done. You know what I mean? Or stuff that I know like, hey, I can't do this right now, but it's scheduled for a couple days out or a couple weeks out. I was able to upload a vlog this week. I haven't uploaded a vlog in literally like a month or two. I had the podcast done like 2 or 3 days ago, and it goes up today. So like, it's just like the level that I'm on, man, I feel great.
I was wondering
bro.
if you were going to use that, because you had talked about it a lot and you haven't been doing shit else but working and crossing shit off this list. So I was like, he hasn't talked about any dope interactions with anybody.
I don't think I met anybody, to be honest.
So I was like, unless there was some Uber drive he gave that was just fire that he hasn't talked about, this is probably what it's going to be. I'm kind of glad. I'm glad it is though, because for people that maybe are watching, the interaction doesn't always have to be with somebody else. It can be something you came across. Like in this instance, you came across something that's improving your life and it's improving the quality of life. And that's fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, for you to have that sort of dedication to even down to you sleeping better because of it. Like, you wouldn't expect that shit. So yeah, that's dope, man.
Off of an app because I downloaded a free app and I just wrote some stuff down.
It's because of your mindset, and you're constantly like trying to think about things getting done and being productive. And if you keep it all up here, then you're cataloging all these things that you haven't done. Because
I'll make it simple for you. I'm the type of guy where I beat myself up if I feel like I don't have a productive day. As of whenever I started using this app, I no longer have no way of measuring whether or not I have a productive day or not. I can look and see like, wow, I had a productive day.
Interpretation. Because when something's done, you're not going to think up here like what you've done already. You're going to think what you still need to do. So this never-ending list of...
And I'm not going to forget what I've done.
Exactly.
It's all here. It's all done.
Cool, man. That's dope. Shout out.
I feel like a boss, man. I feel great. I really feel great, y'all. Like, I feel like I'm a whole different guy right now, man. I feel like a boss. You sounded like one
this whole week. Your voice messages have gone from like, I just had this dope interaction, or this happened, to yo, I did this, and this today. It was like, wow, okay, all right. I like fuck who. I'm not meeting nobody.
That's my dope interaction, bro. That's my dopamine hit.
All this shit off that I wanted to do. And so, yeah. So that's dope, man. That's dope. I'm happy for you.
I carry my own dopamine.
Hey. Don't rely on other people for that shit. Okay, so we're going to switch it up a little bit. You sent me something earlier this week, and I was like, oh, I feel like we can incorporate something like that into it. So on Reddit, there is a subject titled dating advice. And so I went through, screenshotted a few, just posts, the headlines of people that are asking the community for dating advice on specific situations. So I thought I could share a few here, just a few of the headlines. We can give our thoughts and just some some fun, maybe some actionable advice, whatever comes out, whatever you're feeling. It's this segment. We're already 2 or so drinks in, so it may not be that actionable. First one that jumped out to me. I thought it might be you as a burner account because it just says, I keep getting ghosted. With exclamation points.
I hate you.
Okay, I had to throw that out there. I'm sorry.
Am I supposed to give him advice?
No, that's just a fact. It's just gonna happen. Because of what? Because of fucking apps. Because there's so many options out there that's just what happens now. I don't feel the need to.
Also, don't be boring.
Ooh. I wasn't going to come at them like that, but...
Don't be boring.
I mean, boring in whose eyes? Whatever. Anyway.
But like, here's the thing. If you get ghosted so many times, after so many times, my bad, I'm going to say this quick. If you get ghosted after so many times, it's on you to change up either who you're going for, the type of woman you're going for, or how you're talking and what you're saying. I'm just saying, John. I'm just saying. I've gotten ghosted twice. I mean, both times they come back, but like, I think, yeah, exactly. So it's like at the end of the day, I know in that situation, there's nothing I've done. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's nothing I did. But like, if they never came back, I would be like, okay, wait, maybe I'm boring.
To be fair, and completely honest and transparent, they didn't come back. They're still ghosts. They're just haunting. These are just haunts.
Yeah, they're haunting. Like, right. They're not full gone, like
they're gone again.
But like the haunting shows me that like I was dope. So it was nothing on my end. Yes, because if you're still haunting, that means that there's something here still that you're lurking for. Because why do ghosts haunt an area? There's something there that they are connected to, that they want, that they're still seeking out.
Or
you know what I mean?
Still giving them something.
And listen, whether or not you believe in ghosts, there's something in that area that they're still like lurking for. Yeah. That's the theory behind ghosts.
You're giving them their dopamine, so they come get it and then they leave again.
Yeah, but that's not on me. That's not something. That's good. That's good on me.
Another mindset could be, why do these people keep leaving? Because that's mine. Mine is, I don't give a fuck if you come back. Why do you keep leaving?
I'm okay with it.
All right.
I want you to go. Like no. Like, I want you to go. If you feel like you need to leave, like, leave, please.
Because I'm not gonna be like him.
Yeah, don't.
I wouldn't be like him. I'm not gonna entertain that shit if you try to come back.
I'm just too curious for my own good.
You are. You're curious, but you're not
question.
direct.
I should.
You entertain the shit.
Yeah.
In hopes they'll tell you why they.
Yeah, because I want to see where it's going.
I need. Give me answers.
I mean, most times it works out in the way you want it to. But like, it just takes a little longer.
Most times. All right. Anyway. All right. Here we go. This one is from a woman. And she just says, guys who have a lot of female friends, red or green flag?
Green flag.
You think green flag? Why?
I'm biased. Because I only have women friends. I don't really have a lot of guy friends.
But why is it a green flag? I don't care if you're biased. Why?
Oh, why is it a green flag? Well, because I think that shows that we know how to compartmentalize. We know how to put women in a box where it's like, okay, you're here and you're never leaving that box.
I don't like the word choice, but I think I know where you're going with that.
Why? I'm saying you put him in a box. Like, you're a friend. You're never leaving friend zone. Okay. Like, that's just it. Yeah. You're a friend. Right. You're staying there.
Cool.
What's wrong with that?
I just, because we always talk about putting people in a box, and now it's a bad connotation, but it's fine. I get what you're saying.
I'm talking about a friend zone box. Yeah. You put them in a friend zone, they're just a friend. But also it shows a heightened sensitivity because like women aren't a bunch of like a myriad of women, like maybe one or two women might be friends with you if you're a jerk. But a myriad of women, like, they're not gonna be friends with you if you're a jerk. It just shows that you have heightened sensitivity. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm also biased, and I also think it's a green flag, just for a different reason. I just wanted to hear your reasoning behind it. Actually, it depends. It's a green flag I'll say that. If they're actually friends. If they're actually I know you stand behind that too. I just want to clarify. If they're actually friends, because there's a lot of guys that will try to have these women friends around because they're just waiting. They're sitting on the bench waiting for their turn to get in to have sex or to
situationships.
Yeah. So they're doing that.
Settling.
Those aren't friends by the word, by how friend is defined. That's what we're talking about. And so in that instance, I think it's a green flag because you don't see women as objects. You don't see them as only good for one thing. It's not like, I've had some of my friends say that, like, oh, that's your friend? Like, oh, you guys hooked up, huh? Like, no. But she's
no. Yeah. Oh my God. So I hate that, bro. Me and my best friend get that all the time,
like,
bro.
She's pretty. Yeah.
Oh so my God. I hate that.
Because that's my friend. Like, I don't do that with my guy friends.
We can't just be platonic friends.
I'm supposed to, like, so you would just want to fuck every woman you see then. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I get from you. So that's why I think it's a green flag, because it's like, no, this is the homie. Like, yeah, she's pretty. Cool. But that's the homie.
Because it comes down to like, what's attractive? Like, you know what I mean? Like, then it's like, you get into this whole thing, like, what's attractive and like, what makes someone, someone you want to hook up with, like, and it's just like,
someone can be attractive doesn't mean you have to be attracted to them. Those are two completely different things.
Exactly.
But
100%.
It just means like, hey, this person is cool. I don't care what their gender is or lack thereof. This person is cool, so I like being friends with them. It doesn't matter.
And how about I'm just more comfortable with them? Like, can we just go to that? Like, let's just talk about it for a second. Hold on, because like I listen. I was raised by women. I'm no person who's afraid to say this. I was mainly raised by women. I was around women 24/7. So I'm just naturally more comfortable around women.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to make conversation and strike up conversation with women. And a lot of times I get where they're coming from. Why? Because I lived with them for so long and I was raised by them.
Same. I
have a heightened sensitivity to them. You know what I mean?
My closest relationships in my family were women. The men in my family tend to bully.
Same here.
So that was my experience growing up. Is the men in my family were bullies, and like, so it was like, well, I don't want to fucking be like that, and I don't want to be around that. So I was close with my mom and my sister and some of my aunts and my grandma. So like, that's what I felt comfortable around. So I have a way of making women feel comfortable around me, and then we're just cool. We're just cool people. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. So in that instance, I'll say yes. But I know the flip side of that is I don't think a lot of guys are like that. They like to keep these.
No.
They like to stay waiting in the wings, and those type dudes. So I think for the most part, it's probably going to be a red flag. But if they're actually friends, because people use friends so fucking loosely now. So whatever. Anyway, this one's quick. This one's quick. What? I think your answer is going to be quick. I have to think about mine, so I'm going to have you answer first. This one just says, girlfriend wants me to delete all pics of my ex.
So delete.
I knew that was going to be yours. I knew it.
What?
I knew it.
Like, because it comes down to, like, is she important enough to dictate what you have in your phone? And at the end of the day, like, my situation is a little different because, like, some of my pictures of my ex are with my son. So it's like, there's some of these pictures, like, you got to understand they're not getting deleted. Why? Because they're memories I have with my son. Other pictures, like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'll delete it. Like, to me, it's just not that big of a deal.
I feel that.
It's just a picture. Counterpoint. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's a picture.
Yeah, I feel that.
What's your counterpoint? What could your counterpoint be to that? I'm curious.
Why? Why do you want me to delete them? It was before you. Why does it matter? I don't have pictures hanging on my wall. It's in my phone because they're saying delete.
Okay. What do you see more often, your phone or your wall?
I don't look through old pictures unless I'm looking for something. I see my wall more often.
No. What does your phone do? Your iPhone now has this algorithm where all of a sudden it will randomly just serve you pictures of your memories. It'll randomly make albums for you and all that. Oh, you could turn that off? Hey, yo. Because I need to turn that off because I don't feel like deleting all the pictures I got on my phone. So I need some help.
So the counterpoint is why? I need to know why. I need to know the reasoning behind it other than just that was before me, get rid of it. Because I feel like...
What if it's security?
That the picture is still there? Then where does this stop?
Yes.
You dictating what I do with shit from my past. Is it just...
But it feels like you might be hung up.
Because pictures are still there? So should I delete the food I ate from yesterday? Because I'm eating a new meal today?
You might still love the food you ate yesterday and you might want it again next week.
But then
I'm that guy. Okay. I love the food I had yesterday. I want it next week.
Conversation. Don't put me in a fucking box with the last dude that did that shit. So just because the picture's there, it doesn't mean I'm hung up on shit. You know what I mean? Fair. I don't want to go through and... I have 6,000 pictures. I'm not going through those pictures and selecting ones with her in it to delete it. I'm not fucking doing that.
What if I pick up your phone? I don't want to see you with another man. You know what I mean? Like, what if I'm like, because ladies, this is for you out there. If I pick up your phone or you pick up, you're like, hey, answer that for me. You know what I mean? Like, I pick up your phone, it hangs up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I see. First thing on the homepage is the like I said, the photo album serving you pictures. Like, oh, a year ago, it's you with your ex-boyfriend hugging up with you. That's not gonna make me feel good picking up your phone.
But you feel what I'm saying? It was there, right?
But you knew it was there, but you don't want it to be there. Get rid of it. Why you got it still? Everybody got a pass, but you don't need to hold on to it.
Okay.
If you're over it, you're over it.
Is that holding on to it? Just because I don't take the time, I don't take an hour to go through every picture and completely try to remove something. I feel like that means you can't move on if you're going through and deleting because you care that much.
I know. I still have. All right. So I'm playing devil's advocate. I still have all my old pictures. I still have all of them. I haven't deleted a single thing.
Either.
I
don't think I ever will.
I could see both sides of it though. Like I could see where it's like, all right, like if you go if I see your phone and you have this here, I could see where that would make me uncomfortable.
And I think this is where I come in, is because I get that side of it. I get that side of it, absolutely. Where I struggle is, okay, cool. You're saying delete all this. I need to know why. If it's just delete it because it was her and that's not me, okay, then now what? Then now is it, I have this friend. Now is it, don't talk to them because that's not me. Where does this fucking line stop? That's my problem with this shit. Because now if you're dictating, if you're fair. Like, get rid of that, if you have that, get rid of that attitude, if that's the shit that's coming, where the fuck does that end? That's my concern with it. If you're trying to.
But what if it's not like, hey, get rid of that? What if it's more of a conversation of, hey, like, would you mind, deleting that? Because like I picked up your phone and that made me uncomfortable.
Go for it.
Okay. And what if I did it though? Like
if it makes you that uncomfortable and you want to take the time to do that shit, go for it. I'm not keeping it for some nostalgia shit. I just don't want to go through and do it. Like I told you, I took every picture I've ever taken since I've had an iPhone is in here.
Can I tell you what my issue is? I'm going to tell you what my biggest issue is. You're going to laugh at me.
What?
I don't know about you, but I use Google Photos. So like, I don't want to take the time to go through Google Photos and delete it on Google Photos and then like have to like worry about it syncing up with the iPhone and deleting what's on the iPhone side. Because if I don't delete it, if I delete it on Google Photos and don't delete it on the iPhone side, it's just gonna sync back up and come right back to Google Photos. And I'm not trying to deal with that. Okay, that's a lot of work. I'm tired.
That's all right?
I'm
not hanging on to this shit because I want to scroll back and look. Most of my pictures in my phone are from like trips I've taken and food, and then like there's a bunch of videos because I used to do content and shit. But there's pictures sprinkled in there of her, obviously, or of us. So if you want to go through and do that, cool. If it makes you that uncomfortable, cool. I don't want to do that. I don't. I'm sorry. I wanted. There was a point where I wanted to organize all my pictures in folders just so they could be easier to find shit. So I created a folder for food and tried to go through and put all my pictures I took of food and put in there. Just in case I wanted to hand somebody my phone, they don't start to swiping because you're in this fucking folder. So if you swipe, you're gonna see what I gave you the access to see. But even that was like, dude, I told you I had like 6,000 something pictures. So like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. If it was that if it makes you that uncomfortable,
I got 3,000.
See what I'm saying? I'm not going through 3,000 pictures, dog. I'm not doing it. If there was like a type in their name and it brings up their picture and you just select all and delete,
it's getting
better at that. It's not perfect. It's not great, but it's getting better. If there was a thing, cool, we can do that. But again, it depends on the why. But short of that, dog, I'm not dedicating 2 hours to go through and.
How about, I delete off my social media. I feel like that's enough. I'm not broadcasting those things. You know what I mean? Like I delete all that. I just
don't get to hang up on the past, man. Everyone has one.
I like to delete off my social media because I like to give the impression of the fresh start.
I get that. I just don't get the other side, the hang up on someone's past. I can get that, you've had bad experiences with someone maybe going back to their ex. Cool. But if you're carrying that shit forward, you're already starting off on a bad foot with this relationship. So
that's a fact as well.
That's I think I got one more. I think I got one more in me. You got one more in you?
I got one more in me. I love this. This is fun. He's laughing. I'm scared.
Oh man. Okay. This one's directed towards me.
I'm scared.
And I'm gonna direct it towards you because I feel like I'm sorry.
He was saving this for last, ladies and gentlemen.
Would a woman who played an aggressive sport be a big turnoff to you if everything else about her is great?
No.
She was like roller derby.
Rugby.
Yeah? I am sometimes okay. I'm gonna ask you to elaborate. So before you do that, sometimes we talk a lot. We talk every day. We talk a lot every day. So I feel like I know a lot about you and like a lot about, you know, your type and all of that. But sometimes you fucking surprise me. And this, I'm
not attracted.
Shocked. I am. Go for it.
I'm not attracted to the 6-pack thing and like the bodybuilder type, but like, man, sometimes a rough woman, like, oh god, listen,
talk your shit.
Hear me
out. Shit.
Sometimes. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, man. Listen, dog. I don't even know how else to word it other than that, man. Like,
perfectly. You said a lot without saying too much. I like that. I mean, I asked it, so I'll answer it too. And that's not a turn off in the slightest to me. No, I don't give a fuck what it is. If it's something she's passionate about, I love people that when they're passionate about something, I love either watching them do it or hearing them talk about it. That shit is dope. And there's a certain confidence that comes with doing something like that. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Martial arts is like, so like I feel like we did talk about this. Number 1 is like a different language, like is like, but then number 2 is martial arts. No, like, I mean, like, yo, half the time I be swiping, I be seeing, I'm like, yo, like, hold up. You about to beat me up? Hold up now. All right, nah, never mind. Yo, shut me up. Why am I still talking, dog?
I'm sorry.
End this podcast.
I'm sorry. I was too busy laughing. Hey, Reachonthehowse@gmail.com if you play a dangerous sport.
And you can beat me up. And you want to watch movies.
Beat him up and stay up for a movie. Then hit him up. I ain't got shit to add to that. Y'all know where to reach us. But you know where to reach us.
Hey, make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit up all the social media platforms that we're on. Make sure y'all, 5-star review, leave a comment, all that good stuff, man. We'll catch y'all next week, mate. Peace.